We're not at Pakistan yet. Don't say. No, Dante was never into anime from what I knew. Translator's note. Kawaii means cute.
Are you, Mr. Raiden, sir?
Where is she?
I'll tell her you've arrived.
Over here!
Damn, she really is just a child.
Hi there, stranger.
Hey, you're looking good.
Aw, who's your little friend?
Oh, it's a long story.
Shake? Good boy!
No chance.
I guess we don't really have time to catch up.
Sorry, not really.
It's okay. Follow me.
Sonny Gerlikovich. Last seen on the aircraft in MGS4 in many briefings. The bane of my existence of that playthrough.
So exactly what kind of...
You'll see.
You built that?
Yep. Hybrid lace ramjet engine I designed. Well, are you in a hurry or not?
Right. Hey, thanks, Sonny.
Hmm?
Alright, maybe the next mission is taking place in Pakistan. I thought we'd have to fight our way through here.
The flight plan is already set. You're good to go. Please switch off all cell phones and portable gaming devices. And remember, this is a no-smoking flight.
Roger. Ready for countdown.
No time for that. Ignition!
Has this thing ever flown before, Sonny? J. William, I don't like you, just saying.
Well, anything?
Nothing. You sure we got the right place?
You guessed it.
Gotta be. It's the only base big enough with security contracted out to World Marshal.
All right. I'm headed in.
There she is. There's Sonny.
This is Boris. You have landed in Pakistan?
Yep, Amazing. That Sunny is really something.
She is genius. I've not seen her for quite some time. She is well?
Pretty good. A lot, sunnier than she used to be, for sure. Like day and night from when I first met her.
That was a difficult time, yes? But I'm glad she's better now.
It's a good thing I got to her when I did. I used to not like thinking about all the stuff that was going on then. But now I kinda miss those days.
Sadness is not like the ocean. Someday, you can drink it all up. It's a Russian saying. People, they always try to beautify the past as a way to cope, yes? But I know it was not easy for you. I'm sorry for all the trouble.
Nah, I wouldn't have gotten her out without your help. Pretty wild to think that was my first job with you, huh?
Duh. Certainly I was not expecting to work with you for so long.
I remember how surprised I was hearing about you starting Maverick.
Well, I could not just abandon the PLA. Really, I think I was more surprised you decided to join us.
Yeah? Well, you caught me at the right time. I didn't exactly know what to do with myself. You know, Boris, I think Sundowner was right in a way. Killing the Patriots wasn't enough to end war. It didn't create this big, happy utopia. But you know what? Seeing Sonny doing so well makes me damn happy the Patriots are gone.
Yes, I can imagine. You saved many lives.
But now here we are, all over again, huh?
Indeed. My apologies for putting you through all this.
I knew what I was in for. Riding out.
We are reminiscing, so clearly we are near the end of the game.
Right. Our enemy has multiple options for striking the president in Pakistan. At the base after landing, while in transit within the country, during the meeting. But if Sundowner's right, they're gonna strike within 3 hours after you killed him.
Which means they're either gonna attack Air Force One, or they'll wait until he lands.
I kinda doubt there are any Pakistanis on board Air Force One, though. It's not like in the movies. They never let foreign press on the flight. They could try to shoot it down from afar, I guess. But anything the Pakistan Air Force could deploy would show up on US radar instantly.
What about our
Which means
craft?
their best bet at kickstarting another war on terror would be post-landing.
Did our craft show up on
They're
their radar?
probably set up for the assassination over at the base. You better get moving.
So the president's visit to Pakistan, it's meant to build government ties, right?
Right. You probably know this, but there's a region on their northwest border called FATA. Stands for Federally Administered Tribal Areas. The central government is... well, let's just say they're not entirely in control of that part of the country.
Right. It served as the base for all kinds of armed groups over the years.
Uh-huh. The US started staging cross-border raids there at the turn of the century, chasing after combatants that fled out of Afghanistan. The Pakistan army has tried to work with the US to confront them from both sides, but that only escalated anti-American sentiment within the FATA. You can only get away with so many botched civilian strikes after all.
I thought that post-SOP, the US, pretty much pulled out of Afghanistan.
Touchy subject.
You know, after all that anti-war economy stuff broke out.
They did. That put an end to the FATA strikes, but definitely not the anti-American groups. Now their anger's channeled towards the pro-US central government instead.
Wouldn't this visit just enrage the FATA groups even more, though? I know President Salam's pretty much on the American side.
Yeah, but Salam doesn't care. He's got no interest in dealing with them. He wants to get the FATA back under control, and I guess he wants America's help doing it.
And how do his people feel about that?
It's pretty much 50-50. A lot of people hate the US, for sure. But a lot of others have been directly affected by the anti-government suicide bombings, too. There's definitely some deep-seated support for helping the US, but only if it means ending the violence once and for all.
Sounds like we could see civil war here any moment. What about their intelligence bureau, the ISI? How do they feel about all this?
They haven't commented, publicly.
People are always saying how much bad blood there is between the ISI and the civilian government.
Oh yeah, there are stories all the time about their involvement with insurgents or terror groups. Depending on how the ISI acts, things over there could change pretty damn quickly.
No wonder Armstrong chose this place. It's like one big powder keg.
Hey, Raiden? You know, Sam, he looked almost happy.
Yeah, crazy bastard. He put everything he had into that fight. Wanted to kill me so bad. But once he saw how the fight would turn out, it was like the thought made him smile.
Of course, I guess if he didn't mess with you in Denver, you wouldn't have... Well, you know.
Monsoon would have killed me. I would have never lived to fight Sam.
So why'd he do it? Did he think he'd break you for good?
Who knows? Maybe waking me up was his plan all along.
Yeah, I don't know. But there was definitely something going on. He had plans for you. Guess now we'll never know.
Yeah, he's gone. But I'm not. And there's still work to do.
Or maybe, you know, some people are just born crazy.
What do you think President Hamilton's trying to accomplish with this visit? He had to realize it'll rile up Pakistan's anti-government groups.
Hard to say. He could be trying to rebuild America's image with the Pakistani people. You know, pledging financial support and all that.
But is President Salam looking for military support? I kind of doubt most Americans would be willing to fund more of that kind of effort. There's a lot of strong sentiment against the war economy, especially now that the Patriot censorship is dead and gone. Besides, the recession's got a lot of people looking to cut the military's budget.
True, but nobody wants to be soft on terror. I mean, one incident's all it takes to make the pendulum swing the other way.
One incident, just like what Armstrong's got in mind.
Another possibility is that Hamilton's visiting just to test the waters. You know, see how the American and Pakistani people respond. Hamilton is a pragmatic guy, to put it nicely. To put it not so nicely, he'd strip naked and dance on his desk in the Oval Office if he thought it would boost his poll numbers.
No, thank you.
Armstrong used to play football?
Apparently. Quarterback for the University of Texas, so he must have been pretty good, too.
So the star quarterback turns big-time politician, huh? Guess he'd have no problem dodging shoes from angry protesters.
Well, it shows he's always been a leader, one way or another.
He's obviously not some dumb jock, or this would be a lot easier.
Yeah. Too bad he didn't go pro, right? We wouldn't even be having this conversation.
They would have chewed him up and spit him out. He looks strong for a politician, but nothing too serious. Definitely no wind of destruction.
Well, sure. He's not exactly a seasoned fighter, either. Didn't see any action with the Navy, and you know he can't be a cyborg. A public figure couldn't hide that for long, not with current tech.
Yeah, he may be an asshole, but he shouldn't be much of a threat.
Well, he wouldn't be in Pakistan, in any case. I'm sure it's all being run by underlings and cronies. No trail to lead back to him.
Too bad. I was looking forward to killing him with my own two hands.
We can't go around killing civilians just for being evil, Raiden. We're not even at war here.
What about police officers?
Just stop the assassination attempt, Raiden. One thing I've been thinking? Sam and the rest of the Winds were all in the U.S. Maybe they didn't expect any major resistance over there. Or maybe they left security up to someone else.
Maybe so. If it's a cyborg, I hope his insurance is paid off. You know all the rules of football, Kev?
Huh? Well, enough to watch it at least. Why?
Just curious. I can never keep track of everything going on. All those rules.
It's not that complicated, Raiden. You never watched it? Actually, you ever watched any sport?
What can I say? I'm a man of culture, Kev. Give me a good movie over some dumb game any day.
Culture? Oh, the sensitive artsy cyborg type, right?
Right. Anyway, basketball's more my speed. Get the ball, put it in the net, 2 points.
Oh yeah, because that's all there is to basketball. I swear, you crack me up sometimes, man.
So there's one thing I still don't get. If World Marshal's making it look like Desperado hacked their cyborgs, wouldn't that damage their reputation? Maybe they can hide the fact that they're involved in terrorism that way, but wouldn't they still be liable for the fact that they, you know, got hacked?
They probably would, yeah. But the only thing they're looking for here is a profit. Maybe they need to demonstrate neglect if they're gonna make any money off of this.
How so?
Well, Kevin dug up some intel. Half of the contractors stationed here didn't get their contracts renewed at the end of March. The US government rewrote their contract with Marshall earlier. Had to cut military spending after all, with the recession going on.
And so they'll say the contractors were spread too thin to prevent the hacking.
Exactly. And that'll only encourage the army to boost their Marshall headcount. I can't say if the military's directly involved in this assassination attempt or not, but...
Well, what happened to the contractors they laid off?
who knows? Hopefully they found work. But work like that isn't exactly easy to come by. Ever since the war economy died down, after the Patriots, life's been pretty much hand-to-mouth for a lot of contractors.
Huh. When you put it that way, I can almost understand what Sundowner was saying.
Yeah, but starting a war just to boost your profits? That's crazy, Courtney. If there's no work for contractors out there, it's time to find another industry to work in. Not that I have any right to say that, but...
Oh, come on, Raiden. Maybe you like to fight, sure, but you're not that... twisted.
Are you sure?
Yeah, well, in any case, I better get to work. Riding out.
I'm a little bit worried by the fact that this trophy still hasn't popped for listening to the codecs. I wonder just how much I've actually missed.
In Pakistan already, and so quickly. Ah, science never ceases to amaze me.
When it's for peaceful purposes, you mean?
Well, yes, of course. Of course. I must say, though, the engineer behind that RLV craft looked rather young to me.
Doctor?
Yeah, a gifted kid, you might say.
Don't even think about
I
it.
would love a chance to meet her sometime.
No, not happening.
Why? What would you say to her?
Oh, I don't know. It's always just such a stimulating experience. Speaking with scientists from fields other than mine, that is. It often leads to all sorts of new insights, new ideas to work with. And speaking of that, I have yet to meet Dr. Emmerich, too.
You can meet him, that's fine.
I doubt you two would get along, actually.
Oh, you think so?
Anyway, how are the brains doing?
Oh, just fine. Safe and sound in Mexico. Now I just have to get them loaded and en route to Germany. Of course, the real challenge will come after that, I suppose.
Yeah. We'll get there when we get there.
Indeed. Indeed. Do be careful in the meantime.
Hey, Wolf. What did you and Sam talk about before we fought?
Nothing of note. He was not one to reveal himself to others.
All right. You don't have to tell me.
Raiden, I do not feel good about this. Do not allow yourself to be caught off guard.
Duly noted.
Alright, Sonny, this is the codec. Do you have anything to say?
How was the ride?
Hey, Sonny. Fine, thanks. Though I wouldn't call it the smoothest ride ever. You sure that thing's really airworthy?
Well, what do you expect? You're traveling at a few dozen times the speed of sound. I mean, she operates well within all the projected margins of safety, so yes. We'll have to work on the turbulence levels a bit before we can take tourists on it. But come on, you really can't complain.
So, it's meant mainly for cargo at the moment?
Mm-hmm. We got a contract with COTS, NASA's Commercial Orbital Transportation Services. Mostly handling space deliveries, that kind of thing. We also joined the C3PO, the Commercial Crew and Cargo Program Office's passenger transport program.
Jesus
So
Christ.
soon we'll have private spacecraft bringing crew to the International Space Station. Wild times we're living in.
Well, the space race has been over for decades now. It's no longer something countries engage in for vanity's sake. Still, lots of people are starting to see the industrial value of zero-gravity experiments. Plus, the costs are getting lower and lower with each passing year, to the point where we'll have a serious space tourism industry before long.
Yeah, I heard about the space hotel the Russians opened up. But we're still not going any further than orbit, right?
Well, one company's planning to have a lunar landing craft complete by 2020. Not ours, though. I'm just hoping we can get to Jupiter while Hal's still alive.
Jupiter, huh? Wow, that's pretty far.
Oh, hey! How did Earth look from up there?
I can't even put it into words. I know I was still under the Kármán line, but it looked exactly like every satellite photo of Earth I've ever seen. No borders, no nothing. Just a whole lot of blue. Hopefully next time around I can take my time and enjoy it.
Yeah.
But first things first, you know?
Yep. Well, good luck, Jack. Raiden.
We broke through the atmosphere. He saw the Earth just like the boss saw it that one time.
You designed that thing too, Sonny?
Nobody designed her.
Nobody.
Yep. She pretty much evolved by herself.
I think I may be missing something here.
We used a genetic algorithm to make it. Ever hear of that? They use it to build the cars for bullet trains and stuff. Basically, we start by creating a few different models of aircraft. The data for each design is treated as the genes for a new aircraft. They all get crossbred with each other in virtual space. Eventually, you come up with offspring that exhibit genes from each original design.
Offspring?
You know, children. Each child then competes with the others for survival in the virtual space. The kids that have the best aerodynamic traits survive and pass on their genes, creating the next generation of aircraft. You get this sort of gene-based evolution across generations, like animals in real life.
I'm having a hard time imagining aircraft having kids like that. Anyway, what's with the two wings on the top and the bottom?
Oh yeah, the swept wings? They're set up so that the sonic booms they create wind up bashing against each other, cutting down on shockwaves. The idea has been hard to implement due to issues with elevation and wingtip treatment. But thanks to the genetic algorithm, the RLV worked out all the problems herself.
Herself, huh? Makes it sound like you're more breeder than designer.
And that's how the singularity starts, kids. An AI writes another AI that's smarter than itself, and it just spirals from there.
So what happened with the RLV after it dropped me off?
Running on autopilot, she'll circumnavigate the Earth and head back.
Wow, a trip around the world, huh?
That's the sort of distance you need to reach orbital velocity. She had to lower her altitude pretty drastically to drop the landing craft. So getting back up for her was a pretty rough trip.
Rough? How?
In terms of damage to the craft, I mean. Running in ramjet mode helps conserve fuel a lot, so she's good there, but yeah.
Sorry about that.
Oh, no. All in the name of peace, right? Besides, it made for a good load experiment. I'm kind of surprised it actually worked, actually.
What?
Oh, I'm just teasing. Don't be so serious.
So what kind of engine is this LACE thing?
It's short for Liquid Air Cycle Engine. A LACE uses liquid hydrogen to chill and liquefy the oxygen in the air. The reaction between the liquefied hydrogen and oxygen creates propulsion. On this RLV, the LACE is combined with ramjets for maximum efficiency. Once the solid rocket boosters lift her off and bring her to Mach 3, she switches to ramjet propulsion mode. In the meantime, she's taking in and liquefying oxygen from the air. Once there's enough, the LACE is ignited. If it wasn't for that hybrid engine, it would have been pretty rough for an RLV to pull that trick that it did. You know, lowering its elevation just long enough to drop a landing craft.
Well, I'm impressed. If it wasn't for you, I'd still be on your side of the world.
And I wouldn't even be here if not for you. Don't forget that, okay? A lot of people appreciate what you've done for them.
I'll try not to.
Alright, we're done with the first batch of codecs for this chapter. So we're casually just jumping down there at a very, very lowered frame rate by the looks of it and jumping the wall. Do we have anything around here? Like, I don't know, a VR console or something? Oh dear. Take it. There we go. Got his arm. Got your arm. How about thee?
More classified data. I believe I have all I need for a little surprise. Nice try.
Nice. Oops. So much for almost no damage.
You see that? Their exit codes show up as unaffiliated.
Wait, Marshall has the security contract for this base. Why would they have their cyborg set to the same illegal exit code as Desperado? It's evidence against them.
No, it's their alibi. They're making it look like Desperado hacked their soldiers on site, because everyone knows Desperado has a contract with...
The Pakistani rebels. But if we go public with the Desperado-Marshall connection...
Won't matter. Not when they've got this nice big foreign threat all cooked up and ready to serve. The media and the public won't be able to resist. Remember WMDs in Iraq?
Touchy subject.
But you're right. It's another slam dunk. What about any humans on the base? Marshall only handled security.
Dead, most likely. Or brain-jacked, if they needed them to keep up appearances.
They'd never publicize what airport the president was flying into, not in this region. And almost no one would have access to an outside line for security reasons. It wouldn't be difficult to keep things hush-hush. At least until Air Force One arrives.
I'm heading for the control tower. If I can destroy the antenna array, the US military will know something's wrong.
Good idea. Be careful.
Sam's gone, and I blew the winds of destruction away. I'll be fine.
I assume that's our target up there. Anything around here? Yes. I'll have a chat to the team, see if they have anything needs to say about that revelation just thereabouts. Desperado.
Raiden, what is the status at the base?
Overrun with Desperado cyborgs, as expected. Security's still pretty lax, though.
Yes, I don't think they're anticipating another cyborg to show up. They are, after all the way out in Pakistan. Doubtful there will be any cyborgs here, except at the base. Forces hired by the US. And more doubtful they are expecting a cyborg to drop in at Mach 23.
Yeah. Still, they've got to know I'm here. Sam was smart enough to figure out that I'd take that launch vehicle.
Yes, but they couldn't have sent backup to this base within 3 hours after Sundowner died.
Very true.
Perhaps they could have arranged it so the plane was scrapped if Sam died. But if they already occupied the base, then there is no longer any canceling out.
Probably not. Which means we've pretty much already won. Sam's dead. The winds of destruction, too. And none of their standard cyborgs or UGs have a chance against me.
No, certainly not. Though I wonder who is behind this operation anyway.
Not Armstrong?
Well, yes, but who is running things at the base? The Senator would never be there himself. But this is too elaborate an operation to direct remotely.
Yeah. No amount of network tech could take the place of a command structure on the ground. Gotta be someone else from World Marshal, I guess.
A cyborg, perhaps. One with specialized combat body, like Sundowner and the others. I do not mean to alarm you, but use caution.
The only other named character we have at this point is the President of Pakistan. Salam, or whatever his name was.
Raiden, there is no time to worry about the soldiers. Get to the control tower.
So, Raiden, let me get this straight. Armstrong wants to kill the president and pin the blame on Desperado?
That's what it looks like, yeah.
You think it'll work? I mean, assuming he succeeded, what would be Desperado's motive for killing Hamilton? It's not like they can come out and say, well, we just wanted more wars to profit from.
No. The only alibi I can think of for them is that their client set them up. The Pakistani government's on friendly terms with the US right now. But a lot of people aren't so happy with them about that. There are tons of anti-government groups in this country. Any one of them could have an interest in killing the president.
And Marshall wants people to think that one of these groups hired Desperado?
That. Or maybe they're setting it up so this is all linked to the coup in Abkhazia. That was headline news in the West. Desperado's name was in the media all over the place.
Yeah. The angle was always Desperados shacking up with yet another anti-government force.
Pakistan's got a lot more than just a bunch of random anti-government forces, though. Like the ISI, the Intelligence Bureau. Anyone who watches the news knows how shaky their ties are with the civilian government.
You think they'll have the ISI be Desperado's client?
Well, I'm sure the ISI would deny it. But it's not like simply issuing a denial would stop anything. Remember Iraq?
Yeah, I've heard all the rumors about the ISI's involvement with terror groups.
If Hamilton dies, the US can join the Pakistani government, declare war against the ISI. And there's one big difference between Iraq and Pakistan. Pakistan does have WMDs. Nukes.
But that was just a couple of tests 20 or so years ago. They can't reach the US.
A lock and change.
I'm not talking about firing an ICBM at the US, or unleashing a Metal Gear. All they have to do is remind us that the tech could fall into terrorist hands.
Oh, yeah. That'd be enough to scare the entire country, I guess.
Yep. Scare them enough that the US would have to do something.
And then the war economy would come humming right back to life. No Patriots required.
Christ. All right. I better move. I don't think I've asked about Pakistani food yet, Courtney.
Time and place,
Want to
Raiden.
talk? Didn't know you were so interested, Raiden.
Hey, knowing the food can help you learn a lot about the local culture, you know.
Raiden, I told you that.
So, Pakistani food.
Yeah. All right. So Pakistan's had cultural links with India for centuries, right? They're neighbors, after all. And as a result, the two countries share a lot of culinary traditions. You've got your curries, your naan, samosas, pakoras. For the most part, that's all the same. The locals might be able to spot the difference. But a lot of American restaurants put India and Pakistan pretty much in the same bowl, so to speak.
What are samosas?
Spiced potatoes and other yummy stuff, fried in a flour shell. Sometimes they're spiced with curry. That's the kind I like best.
But I thought India and Pakistan didn't really get along.
That's putting
They
it
had at
mildly.
least 3 armed clashes in the 20th century alone.
They did. I mean, that's why they have nukes in the subcontinent now. It's a shame. You see how similar their taste in food is. It just seems like they should get along better.
Yeah, well, not too rare for neighboring countries to have problems. If nothing else, they have to compete for the same common resources.
Yeah, but isn't that why we have politicians? To peacefully manage that kind of stuff?
You know how few politicians out there actually give a crap about serving their country? Anyway, sorry. This isn't exactly the light conversation I was expecting. Better worry about the president for now. We can go and grab samosas another time.
Sure. But don't forget about the Nepales, fertilized duck eggs, and Guyanese seafood, too. We'll wash it all down with sake and Abkhazian wine. It's gonna be a killer spread.
Yeah, sure thing.
That was a very abrupt ending to that codec conversation there.
How's it look inside the base?
Firmly in cyborg hands. All human soldiers are either dead or have been brain-jacked.
What are they doing in there?
Patrolling for intruders. In other words, you.
I bet they're nervous. Probably weren't expecting me to be here.
Let us hope so. I doubt they wish to create a large commotion at this point in time. Should things seem awry from the air, or the ATC tower goes offline, Air Force One will most likely opt to land elsewhere.
Well then, what do you say we make a large commotion? I'll fight my way to the tower.
Roger. Continuing with reconnaissance.
Hey, so how's Otacon? About time he starts thinking about marriage, isn't it?
No, touchy
I don't know if
subject.
he is or not, but either way, no dice yet. He likes to go on about how nobody would ever be happy with him long term. But it doesn't seem like he has too much trouble keeping busy on Saturday nights. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, well, believe it or not, he was a huge geek back when he was younger.
And he's not
Maybe,
now.
but even so, he's still a nice guy. I doubt he was ever that lonely.
Yeah, I suppose. But he really changed once he got into his 30s. Got a lot more attractive.
Yeah, but he still has this really bad habit of keeping the ladies at arm's length. It winds up making him look really awkward sometimes. I really wish he'd just pick someone and settle down already.
Easier said than done, I guess. So what about you, Sonny?
Me? Well, I've got science. That's all the love I need.
Sounds like you've got your own problems in that department.
I can't quite make out her age on the right-hand side there because I'm playing in 720p, but I think she is 11 years old. Ryden, you don't ask that question to 11-year-olds. You just don't. Bloody hell.
Hey, Ryden, you gonna keep that pup after this mission?
That... Oh, you mean Wolf?
Yeah. He's kind of a cutie.
You think so? I don't think he's really the cuddling type, Sonny. Plus, he's not exactly mine. He just keeps following me around.
Oh, yeah? Can I have him?
Oh, I don't mind. But I don't know about him. He's kind of his own, animal. I check with him first. It's his call, not mine.
Oh. Oh, well.
He'd probably say yes, though. I mean, he seems to like you a hell of a lot more than me.
Really? Oh, I sure hope so. Thanks a lot, Ryden.
Wouldn't even shake for me.
It's probably because he's scared of you, Ryden. He hasn't seen Sonny kill people yet, so maybe once Sonny starts killing people, maybe that'll change.
Ryden, I heard Armstrong's using the name Operation Tecumseh for the assassination attempt. It makes sense.
What do you mean?
Tecumseh was a Native American tribal leader, a symbol of resistance against the new settlers.
Guess you know your U.S. history better than me.
This is basic stuff, Ryden. As legend has it, Tecumseh put a curse on the U.S. presidency. Every 20 years, whoever is elected president was doomed to die before he served out his term. And it played out that way, too. From 1840 to 1960, that's exactly what happened.
Ah, a fitting code name then.
Yep. It hasn't worked since 1980, though.
Ran its course, huh? Didn't last as long as the Bald Harry rule in Russia, at least.
Haven't heard of that.
Besides, Hamilton wasn't elected in the right year for it to take effect, right? Wouldn't Armstrong be the one elected in 2020 if this works?
Well, I'm sure the name is meant to be a bit tongue-in-cheek. Not like how the U.S. Army names their ops.
Still, pretty bad karma.
Just be careful, Ryden.
Sonny's saying this is pretty basic stuff. I mean, no one else on our team knew this, and no one else immediately recognized Senator Armstrong either, even though he was a shoo-in for 2020, so... Don't overestimate us, Sonny. Just don't.
Hey, Ryden. There's something I've been meaning to mention.
What's up?
Well, they're telling me someone broke our front gate at the plant.
We were in a hurry.
That's an electronic lock, you know.
Yeah, I thought it was open.
It wasn't. But you're strong enough to pry it open if you wanted to.
Well, I didn't think I put that much force into it. You ask me, I think you need a sturdier gate.
That's what I told security. Anyway, we'll send you an invoice for the reinforcement work.
Bill
Not
Maverick.
to mention the repair costs.
Oh, come on, Sonny, it was an accident. Man, Rose is gonna kill me.
First mention of Rosemary. Right, let's move on.
Ryden, there is no time to worry about the soldiers. Get to the control tower.
I need to worry about the soldiers because this one has a flashing arm. Okay, that one's moving away. Ah! That's a miss on the arm. Still not quite understanding what the game wants there, because first one, I had to actually slash the hand itself. And that's what I've been trying to do since, and it's not actually working all that well. Hey, dude. I think it's just this one that's after me at the moment. Nope. Yeah, the camera sometimes just does not want to cooperate. So many gun cameras. Right, fine. Come on. Alright, where'd he go? Nice. This execution, not going to miss it a second time. Right, we have dudes ahead of us. Clearly we need to pass through this warehouse ahead of us. But we can also go this way, can't we? And that's if we want to be sneaky about it. Who's spotting me? Who's going on caution? Alright, let's nail this dude. We're another hand to test out, try and get and fail. This is probably very dangerous. Correction, we have two. Oh, come on. So many perfect parries and then screwed up those last few. And now I'm in trouble. Now I'm trapped in here. I've got some very pissed off hammer dudes coming in. Oh, come on. I parried that, 1,000,000%. Saw it coming, parried it. Get out of here. Wait, he's still alive? No, he's still alive. Holy shit. Right, well, if you're still alive, I'm going to Zandatsu you, maybe? And will let me? Jesus. I've never seen one alive on the ground like that. That's horrifying. Wrong button. Don't have that one parried. Right, your arms are departing your body very shortly. Alright, let's see if we can get this dude's arm. Yeah, there's very much a timing thing associated with that. I can't dodge immediately because he's just counter-attacking and I'm getting hit. Alright, here we go. Got it. Still not sure how that works. And I assume these aren't actually official combat encounters, so I'm not really losing score by doing badly here. Homing missile up there. Another ID over here. Let's see if we can grab that without being spotted. No, that's further along. Never mind. Gun cameras. Can I actually hit these things? Close. Very nice. Don't know if that's as high as it can go, or if there's more upgrades available. Right, I think we're done with this little area at least. So I can call to my team and then proceed into the next area. Ooh, that's new. And slightly worrying. Does that count as a codec conversation?
Sonny, I've lost contact with Wolf.
You... really? Oh, I hope he didn't run off because he didn't want to live with me.
I don't think it's that. I've got some things to take care of first, but I'll look for him when I have some time.
All right. Thanks, Raiden.
I don't care if this exposes me, I want this camera down. Is there a way I can do this? Maybe by using the EMP or something? No, never mind. No, never mind. Got the parry, but he blocked it. That's harsh, man. You get these perfect parries, and if they block, you get no advantage for it. Oh, holy shit. Alright, you're getting ripped. Come on. Shit, using nano paste. That was awful. Everything about that was awful. Hey, dude. The out-of-combat music is playing. We're still on alert 9999, and yet this dude is still alive and I can Zandatsu him. Never mind, I think he's about to die. Just putting him out of his misery. Oh, that was rough. That was really rough. I need another nanopaste now. Man in box.
You know, there's a rumor the MIBs come from Area 51.
Whose voice was that? Was that Kevin's voice? I don't think it was. That's not a good sign. Sonny will be very upset by this, potentially.
Where are they?
You hurt my doggo, you die. What the hell is that? Say the words. You didn't say the words.
Well, if it isn't Saucy Jack. Just a little too late, as usual.
Armstrong. Impressive little toy you've got there. But your plan ends here.
Idiot! You're not ending our plan. You're expanding it. Checked the internet lately?
Raiden, Air Force One is turning back to the States.
What? How'd they know?
Someone posted photos of what's happening on the base. The whole world is up in arms.
Show me. How did they?
Raiden doesn't need an Ethernet port.
The story leaked early. Then Marshall's plan is ruined.
The hell it is. Look what they're saying. The story just went live, and already they're calling for blood.
Relevant.
But the president was saved.
And yet American blood was spilled.
By Americans. Besides, a few dozen soldiers is tragic, but nothing to start a major war over.
That's just a spark, son. The excuse we've been waiting for. America's wanted this war for years. The Patriots, they knew war was good for the economy. 4 years later, their legacy lingers on.
The memes.
left us their great isms. Nationalism, unilateralism, materialism. Welcome maxims for those with no faith, without guiding principles of their own. Give yourself up to the whole. No need to better yourself. You're American. You're number one. Then the only value left is dollar value. The economy. So we'll do whatever it takes to keep it humming along. Even war. Especially war.
Bullshit!
The Patriots planted the seed. We don't need them around to filter and foster their memes any longer. We're spreading them just fine ourselves. Every American man, woman, and child. We're all sons of the Patriots now!
Killing you is going to feel so nice.
We just need something to jumpstart the economy out of this funk. This recession has been stuck in since the fall of SOP.
And the military costs? Wasting billions is going to help the economy?
DMCs, arms manufacturers, job creators, Jack. All those workers spending money, paying taxes. Trust me, a little war can work wonders.
So grease the gears with some innocent blood, is that it?
Oh, relax, Jack.
Metal Gears, what do you say, Jack?
It's a war on terror. We're not out to kill civilians. Extremists, lawless gangs, madmen. Of course, that would have to include you.
What is that thing?
Wouldn't want any eyewitness reports complicating the message.
UG and Metal Gear that can tunnel on the ground? It's not a UG, clearly it's piloted. This must be Metal Gear. Metal Gear Excelsis.
Raiden, that tank is from AT Corp, codename Metal Gear Excelsis.
Metal Gear.
He said
It's
the
not
lines.
nuclear equipped, but Metal Gear is still in the product name.
Fancy. That's just a PR thing then, huh?
Perhaps. The term was coined because they were meant to serve as gears. Gears linking infantry with weaponry, duh?
I guess Ray didn't have any nukes either.
Duh. It would be useless as a tactical weapon with that sort of equipment. Once we entered the era of asymmetrical warfare after the Cold War, the idea of a deterrent force fell out of fashion.
Right, because people preferred weapons that could actually be used to kill people.
Yes, I would guess they call it Metal Gear to separate it from smaller Walker-type UGs. Excelsis means high or lofty. It is also the species name of Apatosaurus, the dinosaur.
Apatosaurus. That used to be Brontosaurus, right? It's definitely big enough. But why do they have one? I'm sure they can afford it, but I thought the whole point of Tecumseh was to shift the blame away from World Marshal.
It is smokescreen, I think. Part of this op must be to disguise the source of their funding. I know Desperado makes good money, but this is not a thing thugs like that could purchase. I think the purpose is to make this incident seem bigger and more elaborate than it really is. With this, it appears like more than a simple Pakistani border group supporting Desperado. It suggests that ISI is involved, or maybe terrorists from an OPEC nation. It will lead to war, a world war, one with two very distinct sides for a change.
Christ, and that asshole Armstrong calls it a war on terror.
If the Western nations begin chasing down terrorists, they will respond in kind, just as before. And before long, Western civilians will once again become targets. Can you stop it, Ryan?
Don't know, but I gotta try. Boris, who leaked those photos to the internet?
I don't know. It may have been under Armstrong's orders.
So he never intended to kill Hamilton at all? That's kind of hard to believe.
That, or there was change of plans after you killed Sam. Air Force One was not going to land at the base if you were there making mayhem. Perhaps they predicted that after Sam. so they decided to act first. Leaking the data and taking you on with full force. It is possible, at least.
Course correcting the entire plan just for me? What an honor.
It is just a theory. But either way, you cannot allow plan to succeed.
Copy. Either way, I need to take this thing down.
Start by damaging the legs. Just do not get stepped on. Not even you would survive such an impact. You must keep on guard, Raiden.
Raiden, you okay?
Yeah. Just wasn't expecting that, that's all. They didn't need to kill Hamilton at all for Tecumseh to work. Fabricating an assassination attempt was all they really needed to do.
Yeah, I should have guessed considering the political climate in the U.S. Ever since the Occupy movement, Wall Street's been manipulating the media.
Jesus.
Scapegoating foreign interests in order to divert the public's attention.
The references.
Which played a part in the Patriot memes, just like he was saying.
Probably. If being an American's the only thing you've got to be proud of, it's easy to just start blaming non-Americans for all the problems you have to deal with.
And it's not just a U.S. thing either. You've seen how anti-immigration all the first world nations are these days. The whole "they took our jobs" bit. It's an easy story to swallow.
The Patriots spreading their memes worldwide. That's how Armstrong had probably put it. And just like he said, materialism runs rampant among the financial elite. They see exploiting the poor as a sign of their success. They entered businesses that accomplish nothing for anyone besides themselves. I mean, it's a fact that manufacturing jobs have been drained from first world countries, immigration or not. That's not the immigrants' fault. It's the fault of the bankers and the financiers. The folks who pressed for globalization so they could pad their quarterly figures.
Yeah, pretty obvious if you take a sec to think about it.
Well, that's harder than you think, you know. Getting an objective picture of what's really going on? Hell of a lot easier to passively accept other people's opinions and standards. Still, the memes that get spread around can be good and bad in equal measures. It's our job to pick the good ones and spread those around a little more.
Sure is. But before that...
Yeah. Think you can stop him?
No matter what.
You've got to stop that thing, Raiden. If Armstrong becomes president, he's gonna make the U.S., hell, the whole world, a living nightmare.
You hear that speech? Hell of a politician.
Yeah, it's scary.
He's calling this an anti-terror war, saying he's not gonna harm any civilians.
Despite the fact that tons have been killed already in so-called wars on terror. Besides, the terror here is all fake.
Yeah.
I know it's not exactly unheard of for groups in Pakistan to terrorize the government, but, I mean, this is so ridiculous. Going on this noble quest to shoot down terrorists and restore faith in America?
What he said, though, it works.
What do you mean?
You saw the footage. Hamilton's fine, and still everyone's calling for blood. The people have spoken. They want war. And Armstrong's doing it all for the money. And for his polling numbers. Bastard will do whatever it takes to get the public on his side. I kill him, and I don't know. Then what? What's it gonna change? If the world's gonna do its own thing, either way, what's the...
Raiden, get a hold of yourself. Just because people want war, that makes it okay to start one purely for profit? For some twisted sense of pride?
No.
And let's not forget, he's trying to kill you. Look, just... How about I save your data while you get your head together?
I'm fine, Courtney. Just gotta stop him. I'll think about the rest of this afterward.
Okay. Just make sure you come back in one piece, all right?
Guess you were right, Courtney. Only choice I have here is to stop him.
Good luck. Want to save your data first? Are you sure? Just send me a codec if you change your mind, all right?
Guess you were right, Courtney. Only choice I have here is to stop him.
Good luck. Want to save your data first? Come back safe, okay?
I've got a horrible feeling that's going to count as a separate codec. And if so, then I've probably missed about 50.
My. A Metal Gear Excelsis.
I know I've heard that name before.
Indeed. It made the news several times during development. A lot of people thought they'd have a hard time finding a buyer.
It's enormous.
One of the first large-scale, multi-legged tanks AT Corp has made in some time. UGs have grown smaller and smaller, but this is certainly a 180-degree change of direction.
So why do it?
The advance of artificial musculature is one reason miniaturization has grown so rapidly. But another is the shift from nuclear deterrence to asymmetrical warfare. Deploying such a large unit for guerrilla or urban warfare would be overkill. So collateral damage alone would be stupendous. Once cyborg tech began to advance, though, small-scale UGs were no longer so effective. Against an adversary of the same size, a cyborg with human-level decision-making skills, well, it will always have the advantage. So, as the theory goes, why not make UGs giant again? Overwhelm the cyborg with sheer firepower. That was the idea that led to Excelsis.
Like you said, overkill. But it's still no good in urban combat, right?
Correct. Assuming you weren't intending to raise the urban area in the process anyway.
What do you mean?
Well, a Gecko-class UG is too large for many parts of city areas, but also too small to simply trample any buildings and such standing in its way. But this magnificent beast, it could smash whole houses without even breaking stride.
And what? It's just sorry, but fuck you civilians? I mean, even if they were just knocking down houses, the media'd have a field day.
I sincerely doubt they care. If a US soldier dies in combat, it's nationwide front-page news. If civilians in wherever Stan are killed in an airstrike, nobody gives a second thought.
True.
But you know, they talk about the deterrent effect of this UG, about it striking fear in people's hearts. If there is a UG airstrike, you don't have any time to flee. But if this behemoth was lumbering your way...
You'd run. Anyone would. Except trained guerrillas.
Precisely. Thus, the UG would only be fighting against actual combatants. With a manned ground unit like that, there's a lesser chance of erroneous strikes. Plus, the legs make navigating rugged terrain a veritable walk in the park. And it would take much more than a rocket launcher to take it down. The crew couldn't be safer.
Is there really that much demand, though?
Ah, that is the question, yes. Of course, we would seem to have our answer now. If things go the way Armstrong wants them to, before too long, we could see whole herds of Excelsi trampling across Pakistan's Sparta.
Thank you for that plural. That was a long one. Oh boy.
Multi-leg Metal Gears are quite a difficult battle. The legs give it a wider defense range, you know. So first, destroy the armor on the legs. Then, cut them off once the legs are exposed. Needless to say, getting stomped on will be extremely painful. Beware the legs and front arms.
Actual strategy. Boris said to take out the legs. He's saying take out the legs and cut them.
Raiden! Are you okay? That's a pretty crazy Metal Gear.
Kind of a far cry from your Mark II and III, huh, Sonny?
In the end, nothing ever changes. Science always ends up being used for war.
No, it's like any weapon. It's only a tool. It's all up to who wields it. Not everyone has their own selfish agenda. Some people like you are making a difference for the better.
If only I could believe that.
Cheer up, Sonny. You have the power to bring hope to a lot of people.
Yeah, you're right.
Alright, everyone has been spoken to. Let's do this. Didn't even see that. Alright, the legs. Ah! What do I do? They just ninja run through them or something? Can I get to the leg that way? Can I get to the leg this way? I have no idea what I'm doing. Oh, I'm not seeing him. Saw that yellow flash just before that hit. I don't know if it took damage or not, but I tried to parry instead of dodging. Yeah, I'm taking damage there. That's no good. Okay, I've got to jump those. Timing on the jump is so weird. So... I don't believe we can dodge these. Or parry, rather. Just gotta keep moving. Okay, so I can't slide during this. I've got to wait for a... Oh my god. Yeah, this might be a restart checkpoint. There's no parry opportunity here. We can parry Metal Gear Ray, but we can't parry this. Oh god, that's bad. I think I'm hitting an invisible wall here. I totally am. Jesus. This camera. Definitely hit the dodge there because I was coming out of a heavy combo. Shit. So using the blades again. No geckos. Yeah, I'll take that. Oh no, not that. Did the other gecko just blow up? No. Too late. Ah, this is over. Alright, I'm not sure how to handle that. I can sort of see that it's giving me the geckos as freebies, so I can Zandatsu those and get my health and fuel cells back. But what I'm not seeing is how to dodge that range attack at all. Alright, let's try that again. The geckos come in, they're going to get fucked up by these plasma cannons or whatever they are. Yeah, I can't stay stationary here. I've got to keep moving. I did see a circle at some point there, but I can't just walk up to them and Zandatsu them or blade mode them. That doesn't work. So I just need to stay alive here. Avoid these lasers and nothing more. Yeah, okay. The geckos are basically just instructions. Alright, how do we avoid this? Okay, that was done by either ninja running or ninja running and jumping. Not sure which. Okay, I got this. More lasers. Yeah, the geckos are distractions. There's no actual reason to go after those. I see that now. But if they stay alive like that, I have problems. Relevance. Hit harder. Oh. Yeah, what I really want to see is the dual blade, and then I want to see if I can get through there just ninja running and nothing more. Ah. 30%. Is that a breakpoint? Nope. I'm so bad at this. Can I Zandatsu these? No. There's nothing there. But it looks like I should be able to. It really does. At best, I'm just getting BP for this. And maybe some fuel cell in there. Or whatever it's called. Fuel cells. Energy. Oh, come on. Ah, missed it. Saw it way too late, because this guy's still up. Okay, he puts down. It's useless unless I can get him down now. Not happening. Shit! Went for a heavy attack. Paid the price. I don't think I've got any checkpoints there. I think we're starting at 60%. I think I understand how to do this battle. It's just time consuming and awkward. Yeah, the Chun-Li kick is actually not doing all that much. Strikes before it are good, but the actual Chun-Li thing is doing very, very little. It works well on mooks because that puts them into a stun state, but... I think the other thing that really screwed me on that previous run was one of the geckos staying up. Shit. Got caught. Yeah, is there any way I can do more damage to these things? Okay, I just need to do a ninja run through those. I don't need to jump. Oh, come on. Geckos. Okay, one is still up. Blades again. Blades should be coming down. %. I don't know if that's actually doing more damage or not. I would hope that it is, but I don't know for certain. %. Checkpoint. So I think it'll land straight into it. Jesus Christ, Raiden. Literally rips off one of the blades and we're going to use it to kill us. Is there a point that I'm supposed to be striking here, or is it just a case of hacking until it's dead? Yep. It's dead. I can't do a vertical strike, unfortunately. It's only letting me do horizontal. Is it dead yet? Alright, that's enough. Definitely deserve a C rank for that.